Welcome to another edition of Barrister in a Balaclava. Today we're going to talk about pupillage interviews. Now, as in keeping with the other interviews or other videos we've shot, we're not going to talk about things you can get elsewhere from books or from regular videos from other practitioners. Here we're going to look at the practical things that you won't hear anywhere else. Now, starting with how you appear at an interview. You'll be told it doesn't matter, it's all about the content. That's not true. How you look, how you present yourself is very important. If you appear looking as if you don't care about what happens at the interview, you will create a negative impression which will feed through to the way you're scored in terms of any answers that aren't crystal clear. And the options are either say, that's a very brilliant answer, or very sloppy. They'll go for sloppy. So if you look as if you are committed to winning a place in those chambers, you will increase the chance of them taking your ambiguous or ambivalent answers more positively than if you look as if you don't care. The other thing is that, and this is hard to say, but it's true, the more brilliant you are, the more weird you can look. So if you come along looking like Mozart, with hair all over the place, unkempt, unshaven, you'll be okay if your answers are very brilliant. If they're not, it'll all go into a package of thoughts about you that, well, the answer weren't very good, he didn't make much of an effort, let's bin him or her. So the advice to young men certainly is, unless you're very, very clever, go easy on the hair gel. For women, on the other hand, I think it's a bit simpler in a sense, because the standard approach of hair pulled back, a nice black jacket and skirt, a nice white shirt, works very well, because it's a uniform look, which is accepted as being professional. And so the answers are get much more focused than men who come along with a fancy, loosely knotted tie or an unusual hairstyle. It's harder for men. And so the advice of men I'd give is that try to keep it as normal as you can, unless you feel you are so brilliant you can afford to risk having an unusual look. Now, I don't want to get you all panicked about it, but it's just the advice I've had. I sat on a pupillage chairman at my chambers for 20 years or so, variously as chairman and or as an interviewer of people. And so these are my recollections, my feelings, distilled from my time in that role. Now, moving on to time in pupillage. Well, things have changed a lot since I was a pupil, and very much more so since I was a pupil master. But the key thing is to keep your head down at first. Try not to annoy your pupil master or any other barristers. Try and show your personality, but without being too forceful. I think things have changed since I was a pupil master, but I used to require my pupils not to come in before 9:30 and not to leave after 6, which is very unusual because I wanted them out of my room so I could concentrate on the work I had to do without having to worry about their needs, their requirements. And they loved me for it, because it meant that they came in after most pupils and left before most pupils as well. And what I told them was that I'll see enough of you in these 7 or 8 hours we spend together that an extra hour or 2 won't make any difference. So why waste the time? But that changed, of course, when they reached 2nd, 6th, when they had to do their own work, where I'd say to them, you spend as much time as you need and wish getting yourself ready. Now, that's the end of that particular subject and the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and remember to sign back in. What's the next episode of Barrister in a Balaclava? Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.